sources of education, isn't there, that we can start listing in the hierarchy?
Yeah.
There's obviously self-education.
Yeah.
Pretty limited, isn't it? Because you're only based on what you already know,
Very narrow.
and so it's going to be based on what you already know. Unfortunately, a person who's arrogant prefers that, but it's not going to help you very much because it's only based on what you know, right? Then there's education from a source who claims to know. Now, they might know, right? But how do you know they know? You're going to have to check their claims and so forth, aren't you? You're going to have to put some effort in it. Yeah. Then there's a person who, there's a hierarchy of people, isn't there? In here, you in a physical sense, you could go, right, I can learn a trade. I can then learn a PhD. I can get a university degree. So these are hierarchies of knowledge that have been arbitrarily established by humans. Not very good, because many of them are based upon the humans that have come before them and what they knew. And as you know, many of you have gone to courses, right, in university, and frequently they get you to regurgitate what other people discovered, right, without you necessarily knowing. And in fact, if you want to get a university degree very quickly, all you have to do is just regurgitate the info. Just like you had to do at school, right? You didn't have to know maths, you just had to regurgitate the maths. You didn't have to know English, you just had to regurgitate it, right? So even that is a flawed method, because there's a difference between knowing and just regurgitating information. Like, any person can regurgitate information given a clear enough memory. Okay? But it doesn't mean you know something. So there's a higher hierarchy here, and you could say the top of that hierarchy is the creator of all these things. If there is such a creator, that would be the top of the hierarchy. If such a creator exists, it would make sense that I listen to them first. If they don't exist, well, find the next person who does know those things. But it's pretty hard, isn't it? I don't know what you've found on Earth, but like just last week I was looking at floorboards. Finding someone who knows is really hard, because they usually have a very, very specific range of information they do know, and then beyond that information they don't know. So like I was asking a concrete guy about putting concrete on top of AAC, which is another type of aerated concrete. He's been in the business for 70 years or 60 years, 60 years I think he said. He didn't know, right? He's never done it. How can he know? How can he know what the problems are if he hasn't done the experiment? So this is a problem. Unless we do the experiments, we really can't come to know either. So the reason why I've said all this is really important, and that is for you to come to know truth about you, you are going to have to go through all of these methods of coming to understand how you can come to know. You're not going to be able to discover it any other way. There's people you can trust, but then there's many people who claim you can trust them that you can't trust. So you're going to have to be responsible for the decisions and choices you make. You can't just rely on somebody who says you can trust me. You have to go through the process of determining through experimentation whether you can trust them before you listen to them. What's the point of listening to somebody you can't trust? So all of this is important in coming to know the truth. Remember I said the truth is absolute. There is a truth on every possible subject you could ask anything about. There is a truth. There's an infinite number of subjects you could ask about. And at the end of the day, every one of them has an absolute truth. But the person who needs to determine that is you. You can't rely on some like leader coming along telling you a truth and you go, right, that sounds good, I'm going to go with that. You can't do that. It's very dangerous for you to do that. You need to determine for yourself whether the thing is a truth or not. So the things that I'm going to share with you about the human soul and about life after death, I have determined for myself to be the truth. And I've done it through experiencing it, not through any guesses or imagination or philosophy, or I've actually gone through an experience to determine that truth. Okay.
Hi, Jesus, I'm Rebecca.
Yep.
I only have an observation to make, and I just want to say that I can understand how it would take you 2,000 years to even touch on all this, because it's so overwhelming and there's so many things to find the truth out about. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm just like feeling how massive that is.
Yeah.
And that I just have gratitude towards you for doing all that and then coming back and sharing it with us.
Yeah, thanks, Rebecca. But
I just know how...
Even though I've done it for myself,
Yeah.
even me talking about it is not going to be good enough for you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes, I do.
It's going to have to be something you do for yourself. Yeah. And this is what you're not going to be able to have a personal experience of the truth until you've absorbed it for yourself. So yes, it is very good that somebody has gone before you. Like, I'm very happy coming to the earth in this time. I'm very happy that the Wright brothers sorted out their flying machine. Because I get to go around the earth talking to people about things, right? So I'm quite happy about that. They did a great job. I'm so happy I can use that information. And that other people come behind them with a lot of engineering techniques and everything. So, you know, their very first plane wouldn't have been very good for me, because it would only fly about, 200 or 300 feet at the most. Eventually it flew longer than that. But you know, I would still have taken months and months and months to get to another country. But because of all the engineering advancements made on that fundamental discovery that other people determined other truths about, I can now fly in a jet, like in an atmosphere that I would normally die in, like 40,000 feet above the earth. I'd normally die there, right? In a few minutes, generally. So I can fly in an atmosphere of that height and fly distances, like our longest flight is from here or Perth to London, almost halfway around the world. Like, man, that required a lot of people coming before us, didn't it? To work out information. So I'm one of many millions of people who has worked out things through experiment. The only difference between what I've worked out and what other people worked out is I've had a God focus. And most other people have not.
And the God focus makes it quicker?
Yeah. Yep. And we can talk about that later when we talk about progression. But it's really important to understand that basically all of us have been scientists looking for mathematical truth. And that's all I've done. I'm not looking for some philosophical, religious truth that has no bearing on reality or mathematical or scientific fact. I'm looking for the facts of life. What are the facts of life? And that's what I suggest you do. And I also suggest whatever impediments you have towards doing that, deal with them. Because if you do that, it'll bring you happiness. Right? So you need to deal with the impediments you have towards seeking that truth as well. You can rely on others who have come before you, and that's not a bad thing to do. But you've got to make sure that that information you're getting from those people is reliable. Yeah, very important. Yeah. Any other questions about these matters?